hablo contigo.
Ajá.
No sé, es una cosa de energía. Greetings from Buenos Aires. In this clip, I'm going to break down exactly how to build a strong connection with a attractive woman in Guadalajara, and I'm going to go through some of the common mistakes guys make. Mainly, they're either way too nice and there's no underlying context of sexual attraction, this game of kind of I know that you know that we know that we're flirting, or they're kind of too textbook mean, they're negging and doing all this weird shit, and that doesn't build a connection either. So the key to bear in mind as you watch this clip is think about making the conversation about her, investing her, and then also inserting elements of like playfulness and we call it spiking, right? It's like imagine a heart rate monitor in a hospital where someone's died and you're spiking that to create emotion, to keep her engaged, to keep it man to woman. It's the key thing. Polarity, the subtext is man to woman. The subtext we know that we're getting to know each other and it's a flirty conversation. But also making the conversation all about her as much as possible and investing her at the same time. So let's run the clip and then we'll break down some of the key points. Hola, eres linda.
Gracias.
¿Cómo te llamas? Ah, sí, hablas un palabra. Mi Spanglish es terrible ahora. Porque estaba en Brazil y... Merry February, gents, if that's even a thing. Myself, Les, and Troy Francis are running a totally free 10-day approach challenge in which we give anyone that wants to sign up free actionable tasks to go and become social animals, practicing opening, flirting, teasing, closing girls in real life, in cafes, in restaurants, walking along the street, any cute girl you see, we're going to give you the keys to the kingdom to be able to do that. Master this as a skill set. It's super powerful. Starting on the 20th of Feb, completely free for 10 days. Within that 10 days, we're going to give you gamified approach challenges, 4 group coaching calls as well, absolutely for free, because we're generous mofos and we live and we breathe what we believe in, which is meeting and attracting girls in the daytime. Click on the link below to get put in the Telegram chat and the group, and we'll see you on the challenge. Looking forward to it. Horn on. Estaba hablando portugués y ahora intentando para cambiar para español otra vez, pero es difícil.
Sí, pero eres bueno.
¿Ah? Dime. Ya, practicas en inglés.
Sí.
Practicas. ¿Tú tienes experiencia de, no sé, tus padres son árabes?
No.
Mariscos? Mariscos?
My look is...
You look like maybe Middle East, yeah.
¿Sí?
Yeah, like you're flying a magic carpet, smoking shisha. Yeah.
No.
Like Jasmine from the movie Aladdin.
Sí.
Jasmina.
I know Jasmine. Aladdin.
Aladdin. If I speak English, do you understand?
So little.
Really?
Sí.
Es difícil para ti. ¿Cuántos años tienes?
Why?
I don't know.
It's important for you?
Depends.
¿Cuántos crees?
¿Cuánto me creo para ti?
Ajá.
No, es tus zapatos. Es posible. Sí, es posible para... Cuando veo tus zapatos. Pienso que 25.
Okay. So cute. No.
Really?
No.
Mucho menos. Mucho más. ¿Cuál es tu secreto para un mes? Para 48 horas.
No, yo no tanto. O sea...
Para ti, ¿cómo es normal?
Como 14 horas todos los días. O sea,
¿Cuándo es la primera vez comes normalmente? A las 1. No tienes desayuno todos los días y terminarás comer a las 8.
8:10. Creo que...
Lo mismo para mí.
¿En serio?
Sí, pero también una vez por mes para 48 horas no como nada también. Domingo a las 8, terminaré,
Ajá, termina. Ajá.
y martes a las 8 comenzar otra vez. No es difícil porque para medio tiempo dormiste.
Sí.
Dormirás.
Comerás. Ajá.
No, dormirás. You will sleep. Mi español. Necesito.
No, te entiendo, sí te entiendo.
¿Me entiendes?
Sí.
Vale. ¿Y qué haces este fin de semana?
¿Tú vives aquí?
No, solo acá para viajar para mucho tiempo y me gusta Guadalajara. Estaba en Oaxaca la semana pasada.
¿Qué haces?
¿Ahora o en la vida?
En la vida.
Para trabajar o muchas cosas.
Okay.
So first point that it's a slight segue in all of this is you'll see me early on spike, and the way to spike is, the way to make this playful is there's a reason I'm doing this as well, is I'm asking the girl her age. The reason for this is I'm traveling the world full time. I don't spend particularly long in each place. I'm not looking for a long-term relationship. I'm looking for girls who are in their, evolutionary prime, right? So between the age of 18 to 25, that's when a girl's in her kind of more party years. She's more free-spirited, she's more liable to experiment in the dating market, should we say, and the option for just fast hookups is way faster. So what I'm doing by saying, how old are you, is I'm screening for age, and the way to do it, and I'm going to teach you exactly how to do this so you can apply it to your own conversations, is you're doing it in a particular format that allows you to make it fun, right? And she never gets offended. So I usually say randomly, like, what's your age? And women, well, you can usually tell when a girl is sensitive around her age when she's a bit older, because she goes, oh, is age a big deal to you? They always say that. So I knew at this stage she's out of my kind of target age range for dating, so I'm not going to follow up the conversation with her. But I also know that I'm being filmed, right? So I might as well just go through a few things and demonstrate what to do. So I pushed it a bit more. I was like, oh, how old are you? Knowing that she's older, and they always say, guess, what do you think, right? And it's a great excuse at this stage to look round, the girl's here, and you're always gonna look round and look at her ass, but then get caught on purpose, like with a cheeky grin, and she's like, oh, no, and you say, no, you can always tell a girl's age by the shoes she wears. And she knows it's a line, you're having fun with it, it's something you can rinse and repeat. The benefit of doing that is it spikes it up, it keeps it male to female, keeps that polarity alive, right? So it causes that spike in the heart rate monitor analogy I was talking about before. Keeps the conversation interesting. It's something a nice guy wouldn't do. And it's something that you can just rinse and repeat. And no girl ever gets offended. And then, knowing that she was an older woman, I always play the age down. So I'm like, 20, 25, right? Because you don't want to offend her. And she's like, oh, you're so nice, you're so sweet. Yeah, she didn't take offense to it, but I'm getting out the key information of how old she is, because I'm very much about dating by age. If a girl is over that age limit, unless there's something exceptional about her energy or her vibe, I'm probably not going to go on a date with her, right? Older women, women past the age of 25, this isn't a certain rule, but definitely towards the age of 30. They've been through a few relationships, they might have a couple of kids under their belt, they've got a bit of relationship scar tissue, they're looking for different things. You can't trick the universe, you can't trick evolution, and women towards the 30s are looking to cash their chips out and settle down as a general rule. Now, she might have just come out of a relationship, right? She's horny and wants to get laid. But the general rule is I'm looking to date women in their prime between 18 and 25. A, because I think they're physically more attractive, and B, because they're more willing to look at me as the cool older guy and just have some fun, right? As the kind of playing this avatar I do of just this guy swanning into town, right, on his proverbial white horse. So that's something you can use and repeat. Or date by age, it's going to make your life a lot easier. I know a number of clients, when I've helped them with this, they go from dating, plus 30s women to dating mid-20s women. It's a totally different gambit, right? Totally different ball game. They're suddenly enjoying dating. They're like, fuck man, it's easy to get laid, because they're like 30, 35, right? They're looked at as the cool older dude. And the whole process is just way easier. And the way to figure it out is ask her age. Just say, oh, how old are you, and then she's always going to say guess, and then you always just randomly put a guess in, but with the spike that we talked about, right? Combining it with a spike. So that's a slight segue to what I wanted to talk about. The key points to build a connection with a girl like I've done here. There's a couple of key things to run through. ¿Cómo es tu sueño? Es tu color favorito, es mejor. ¿Y qué haces este fin de semana?
Trabajar.
¿Esta noche? ¿Ahora?
Sí, ahorita estoy trabajando.
¿Serio?
Sí.
¿Tienes exposición ahora?
Mañana sí.
Ah,
En el día.
temprano.
Y en la noche trabajo con una persona.
¿Por qué trabajas mucho? ¿Necesita dinero? ¿Necesita efectivo?
Claro.
¿Para qué?
Para pagar mi casa y mi carro.
¿Y tú cuántos hijos tienes? Solo uno. ¿Por qué? ¿Por qué no tienes más?
Porque no.
No, es demasiado.
Sí, no. ¿Tú tienes hijos?
No.
Oh, ya.
¿Cómo se dice? Not yet. Quiero.
Todavía.
¿Ah?
Así de no yet.
Todavía.
Todavía.
Quiero en el futuro, pero ahora.
Estás enfocado en otra cosa.
¿Ah?
Estás enfocado en otra cosa.
No, demasiado egoísta. Y es necesito para quiero familia, pero es difícil para encontrar la persona correcta.
Sí.
Y estás casamiento.
No, estoy separada, ¿cómo se dice?
Es normal en México. 90%.
Sí.
Sí, es mayoría del mundo.
Claro.
¿Tienes WhatsApp? WhatsApp tienes.
Sí.
Un puma elegante.
Puma elegante.
Es una nueva frase para mí.
Ok.
¿Y tienes una pregunta para mí? ¿Cómo es una cosa que quieres saber sobre mí? ¿Es correcto?
Sí, 33, 22, 11, 93, 90.
Yeah, ¿cómo es una cosa que quieres saber sobre mí? Solo uno.
¿Solo uno?
Solo una cosa. No es posible más.
¿Por qué volviste a hablar? O sea, ¿por qué te animaste a hablarme?
¿Por qué hablo contigo?
Ajá.
No sé. Es una cosa de energía. Tengo
Sí, camina.
Teach me. He caminado.
Ajá.
Pasado. Sí, te he pasado. Y no sé. Tal vez tú vibra. Tienes mi atención para 2 segundos y pensando, tal vez es una chica interesante, quiero saber más. Y hablamos.
Sí.
Es normal en México. ¿Cómo es cómo es la manera más común para encontrar personas, para dating, para cita, para encuentro? ¿Cómo se dice date? Cita.
Date. Sí, cita.
Cita. ¿Cómo es la manera más común para esta cosa? Book a call on the link below so we can help you map out exactly what you want in your dating life, the strategy, the vision, and we can help you get from A to B as quickly as possible, depending on what you want. That's the key thing. We've been doing this for 10 years. We've worked with thousands of dudes. We can save you your most valuable assets, which are your time, your attention, and your money, and get you from A to B as fast as possible. So book a free call, a free dating strategy consultation with us below. Okay, so like we talked about, to build a connection, you want to weave together a normal conversation, make it 80% of the time about her. Why? Women are very solipsistic. That means they see themselves at the center of their own universe, right? They don't really give a fuck about the guy until they're fucking him. Always remember that adage. They don't give a fuck about you until you're fucking him, right? So the way we do this is we make playful assumptions about the girl. We talk about her. We start to figure her out because it's way easier to get her to talk about herself because she's interested in it. And she's feeling invested, and then at some point she will ask random questions, right? This is what we see as a leverage point of the conversation where the girl is clearly demonstrating that she's interested in you. That's the verbal demonstration. Often when you're speaking about the girl and then she asks you a random question like, what's your name, or where are you from, or how long are you here for, right? These are signs of interest. That means we can it kind of showcases to us like a litmus test, she's interested, right? So we know where we're at in the conversation. If you want to study this stuff in detail, I recommend checking out Chris Voss's work, Tactical Empathy. It's a very useful mind shift to understand that people are the center of their own universe, and the conversations you have, even if you're an introvert and you're not much of a talker, if you're focusing on the idea of really trying to understand the person, figure out the keys to the kingdom, what are their hopes, their fears, their dreams, their goals, you can be a great conversationalist because, as Dale Carnegie said, people love talking about themselves, right? To be an incredibly interesting man, be interested in other people. So you can see 80% of the time we're talking about her, and I'm asking her random stuff, right? Some basic stuff about Guadalajara, but I go into other things like, oh, tell me about your dream, which she kind of refused to answer, right? But deep emotional questions that are going to get her to open up a bit. Like, what's your dream? Or what do you find attractive in men? Or, you know, what's something crazy that's happened to you recently? Something that's going to spike her emotion. Often when we're talking as well about away from the job stuff into actually what a girl what values and wants to in her own time, like for fun, these are good topics to talk about because this is something she chooses to do with her own time. And usually there's going to be an element of passion in there, and she's going to tie that passion to you, right? That feeling of passion to you. So that's the point of how I've weaved together that conversation. Now, a couple of key things that we're looking out for when we're having a conversation like this is verbally, when does she ask me questions, right? And what are the questions she asks? And you can see a couple of times. She asks, how much longer are you staying for? That's a massive sign of interest, right? Because she's figuring out the logistics of how long you're going to be in town for. So that's how to run a conversation properly. And you can see throughout as well, every so often when I feel like it's getting a little bit too platonic, or just to keep it spiked, remember that heart rate monitor analogy of when someone dies in the hospital, does that flat line? That's the conversation, but then you want to spike it up. So you can see a few times I'm being playful, I'm teasing her, I'm doing random shit apart from that spike with the age, with the shoes. There's a couple of other times during that conversation I just spike the energy on purpose, just to keep it man to woman, to show that we're still here, like, you know, with the context of like getting to know each other, and you know, there's that flirting dynamic as the subtext of the conversation. It's all about context and subtext with women, right? They're always having a conversation with a subtext, with a layer of subtext to it, with a guy. And if you're having that conversation, understanding that there is a subtext there, a male to female dynamic, girls will see you as a guy who gets it, right? Just through the eye contact, the vibe. You know, the context is always, you know that I know that we know we're flirting, right? That's the secret society context, and that's how you become a guy that women will speak to about other women, being like, oh, he just gets it, you know? And that means you understand the dynamics of play. Yeah, so she asked me a couple of times, wait, how long are you staying for? Those are clear signs of interest, right? I had no intention again of meeting this girl, and I didn't even message her in the end. But these are green flag signs to look out for. Women usually, when they're hooking into a conversation as well, say you've been talking for a couple of minutes about her and she feels attracted, because attraction is not a choice, they always tend to ask the same questions, right? What's your name? Where are you from? What do you do for work? How long are you staying here? Where are you staying? You know, these are all signs of interest. Some questions are going to be more showcasing more interest than others, right? How long are you staying for? Asked twice. That's quite a forward question. It's quite a direct question, right? She's making it quite clear what's up. That's all there is to say about on that stuff. En Tinder, aplicaciones. Pero no me gusta porque es una cita ciega.
Ajá.
Porque para mí la energía, el vibe es la cosa más importante. Y el problema con Tinder es no sé el vibe, la vibra de la persona. Y claro que sí, las fotos son buenas. Y
claro.
encontrar y 2 horas en mi vida otra vez.
No, otra vez se pasó.
Pero pienso que eres muy, ¿cómo se dice? Polite, ¿sabes?
A ver. ¿Y cuánto tiempo estás aquí? ¿Cuánto tiempo te quedas en Guadalajara?
Educado. Me imagino para ti, si tienes una cita ciega, eres demasiado educado. Y estás con el chico para 4 o 5 horas y no tienes interesante, pero tienes sentimiento, es demasiado malo para salir, tal vez.
Claro.
¿Entiendes?
Sí. ¿Cuánto tiempo estás aquí en Guadalajara? ¿Cuánto tiempo te quedas?
Más.
Ajá.
Miércoles. Hasta miércoles, pienso que. Tal vez voy a Ciudad de México en otra vez, Polanco. ¿Sabes?
Sí, sí he ido.
¿De dónde eres? Guadalajara.
De aquí. Ajá.
¿Te gusta Ciudad de México?
Sí.
¿Prefieres?
Está más bonito. Me gusta más, pero vivo aquí. He ido por trabajo.
Ah. ¿Por qué prefieres Ciudad de México?
No sé, se me hace más bonito. Bueno, a los lugares donde he ido se me hace muy lindo.
Pero pienso que Guadalajara es más, no sé, prefiero el vibe, la vibra aquí.
¿De aquí?
La gente son más, la gente es un poco más amable aquí.
Sí.
Es un poco más frío
Entonces, ¿dónde vives? En ningún lado.
¿ah?
¿En dónde vives?
En Guadalajara.
Pero, a ver, ¿vives aquí y solo viajas mucho? ¿O vives en otro lugar?
Viajando para 7 años.
Pero no vives en ningún lugar fijo.
Tengo un departamento en Londres,
Ah, ok.
pero
Ya.
y mi familia es en Londres, pero viajar para mucho tiempo. Sí. Es una vida extraño.
Sí, un poco.
No, muy raro, sí.
Sí.
Es diferente. Me gusta, pero lo mismo que todas las cosas en la vida, tienes cosas positivas y tienes cosas negativas. Sí. ¿Y tú, cómo es tu sueño? Dime. Dime la verdad. Dime la Pensás sobre una cosa más cool. No, dime la verdad.
Es que quiero tener un negocio mío propio que me
Pero tienes un...
me va muy bien. O sea, la verdad,
el
trabajo.
negocio no es de ti. Trabajas para una otra persona.
Ajá. Quiero un negocio mío para sentirme como más libre financieramente, no sé cómo se diga.
¿Y quieres lo mismo cosa o una cosa diferente?
Me gustaría algo de ropa, como algo así.
Es tu pasión.
Sí.
Tienes lo mismo que una persona de Japón.
¿Qué?
Japón. Muchas fotos en su celular. Muchas.
Muchas.
¿Fotos limpiar o fotos sucias?
Así.
Ah, bueno. Tienes una apariencia de una chica de Rusia, muy elegante. Sí, pienso que normalmente antes de la guerra, para 6 meses por año estoy en Rusia y Ucrania y es...
¿Eran así las chicas?
Sí, es lo mismo. Hablamos.
Que estés bien.
Apart from actually, the last thing to say about the verbals is, at the end, what I tend to do is force investment. I get them to say one thing they'd like to know about me, to bed down, to get them in, just again, testing for interest, see how interested they really are in me. Because the girl's not really interested in you, when you go, okay, you're allowed to ask me one question, only one question, right? If she's interested, she'll think about it, or she'll know like a specific question she wants to ask you, right? That's again, litmus test of she's interested. So you're trying to gauge where she's at, she's interested. If the girl is kind of like, oh, I don't know, you know, with this kind of tone and vibe, she's not interested, right? Actions speak louder than words. So in this case, she thought about it, and I think she said, what's your dream? Or I can't remember exactly what she said, but she clearly wanted to know something about me. Green light. Now speaking about the body language stuff, how to form a deep connection with a girl, close connection with a girl based on the body language. You can see the proximity and the eye contact I'm using. So eye contact is smizing with the eyes, something you can practice in the mirror. That kind of flirty, again, thinking like I know that you know that we know we're in a flirty conversation. Practicing that eye contact 5-10 minutes in the morning. You can get very, very good at it in the mirror. And then you can just literally use that on women, right? And they're just gonna be like, he gets it from the eye contact. The eye contact is super powerful. If you can showcase you're a guy who gets it from the eye contact, it'll do a lot of the heavy lifting for you. One of the coaches in Norway worked with Mr. B, Australian guy. His verbals aren't great, right? But his eye contact is awesome. And I've seen him literally pick up girls just from eye contact in bars without saying anything. It's awesome. And he used to be quite a shy, introverted guy by his own admission. He trained the eye contact, now it's his superpower. Proximity as well. When you come close like this, male to male, it's going to be a fight, right? But when you're male to female, automatically sexual tension. You're looking at her eyes, you're looking at her lips. So close the gap with proximity. Start off at a good distance. When you approach girl, is put your arm out, and she should be about there, you know, where your arm ends. But then over time, if she's there to stay, come closer to her. And what you can even do is kind of cheat. If she's facing this way, sometimes what I'll do is I'll come and I'll sit, I'll stand here and I'll be touching her, you know, on the shoulder, looking away, but also I'm right close to her, right? So you want to be closing the gap. Proximity, sexualized eye contact, always key ways to build that physical connection. So you've got two conversations going on. You've got, well, three. You've got the verbals, you've got the body language, and you've got the vibe, all lined up in your favor. So sexualized, flirty, subtext, vibe of, we know we're getting to know each other, we know there's sexual chemistry in the air. Body language is close, right? Some touch, some proximity, and then you've got the verbals as well, right? So being verbally playful, getting her to invest in the conversation. Now that is how, gentlemen, you build a deep connection with a random woman that you've just met in a Guadalajara shopping mall. There is nothing else to add, but if you'd like to know how to do that and how to make it look, I wouldn't say it was that smooth, but how to be comfortable with it, because mirror neurons, right? People feel how you feel. If you're fucking uncomfortable doing something, people feel fucking uncomfortable. So when you first start doing day game, you're gonna feel nervous. Guess how women feel? Nervous. When you've done 200, 300, 400 reps, or when you've come to a boot camp and you've got feedback on what you're doing, over 4 days we blast you through 300 approaches and then give you accountability to carry on. Guess how you feel 500 reps later, right? You feel like a fucking boss. Desensitization through repetition. You feel comfortable, you feel easy, it's no big deal. So key thing is, it just takes reps. When I first started doing this, when Les first started doing this, when every fucking client we've worked with over 10 years first started doing this, they're nervous. But over time, a bit like anything, a bit like brushing your teeth or, I don't know, tugging one out in bed at night, you feel pretty comfortable doing it, right? Just because you've done it hundreds, if not thousands of times. If you want to accelerate the progress, the process, and your progress, get in touch, book a call, and we'll have a chat with you about your situation and help you on your way in one of these many locations we're at around the world. Currently in Buenos Aires, enjoying the sun, drinking my Fernet and Coke. Coke Zero, I'm healthy. We'll see you in the next video. Book a call on the link below so we can help you map out exactly what you want in your dating life, the strategy, the vision, and we can help you get from A to B as quickly as possible, depending on what you want. That's the key thing. We've been doing this for 10 years. We've worked with thousands of dudes. We can save you your most valuable assets, which are your time, your attention, and your money, and get you from A to B as fast as possible. So book a free call, a free dating strategy consultation with us below.